But tonight, it's the Cup. That's all Fritzy's been talking about. It's the Cup.
It's a big deal.
The Bucks and the Thunder for the Cup.
Comes down to this.
Yes, it does. There's a lot of money at stake as well. Ratings are down with the NBA, and I don't know if you can pinpoint a reason. I always go back to, if they don't care, I don't care. I think load management has turned people away. I don't know if we're glued to a TV set going, I can't wait to watch that game. And even if you do, you don't even know who's playing. But ratings have declined, and I know they try to spice it up with the Cup, in-season tournament. You're not enticing me if you say, hey, we're going to have, put some money at stake here. So wait a minute, they don't really try hard, but now they're really going to try hard. Therefore, now I should watch. That doesn't work with me. I love the NBA, grown up with the NBA, but there are times when I go, I don't care, you don't care. And that's the feeling I've gotten. Actually, it's you don't care, the players, I don't care either. But I'll watch. I would watch anyway. It's a good game, but just because it's for the Cup. And I know Rob Manfred has gotten roughed up a little bit in the media. A lot of people say, what are you talking about with this golden net bat where you can use that anytime you want? Maybe you have Aaron Judge, he gets the bat twice in an inning. And people would go, what? Oh, the purity of the game. What are you doing? Okay, we're past that. This is about getting eyeballs. And this is what Adam Silver is going to have to do at some point. He's going to have to take a swing. He's going to have a golden net bat. He's going to have something that is interesting, intriguing, different, a tune-in factor. Now, they've tried to do this with the basketball courts, and I'm fine with it. You're looking for a younger audience. I get it. But maybe we add something to those colorful courts. Maybe there's a blinking three-point line. Maybe there's something inside. Like I was told during the pandemic, and I was told by a great source, that the NBA was looking at creating courts that would resemble pinball machines. So it would be a little bit more live. Now, I know it sounds gimmicky, but I think you got to get to the point where can we keep our place in the sports landscape here? Because we've seen sports that just fall off. Horse racing, boxing, they fall off. Baseball, that was America's pastime, fell off. The NBA, they're kind of trying to hold on for dear life. The NFL is just bulldozing everybody. I get that. But you can still maintain your place, at least you hope to, on the sports ladder. But, the NFL is up all the way at the top, and then you got people down the totem pole here. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? When LeBron leaves, what are you going to do? LeBron, Steph, KD leave. Are you going to entrust the game with the Joker, Luka, Giannis? Great players, Hall of Fame players. But then you got guys like Ja Morant. You can't trust him. Wonderful talent, can't trust him. Zion Williamson reportedly available if you want to trade for him. So you're looking at what is the future. Cooper Flagg coming in. Like there's always going to be, fresh blood in there. The question is, who is a tune-in factor person? The WNBA struck gold. They got Caitlin Clark. The NBA needs somebody like that. And I think this is where Adam Silver is going to have to, have a golden at bat type thing of swinging for some things and trying some new things. Remember with baseball, the pitch clock. Oh, God. The base is going to be a little bit larger. Oh. Nobody complains about him now. We actually had guys who stole bases. Games were quicker. Like there seemed to be more movement in the game. He's trying. And I think that's what you want. Football, it doesn't matter what they do. This commissioner can't screw it up. Hey, we're going to do this to the kickoff. Now, imagine if we were doing this years ago, where we said, hey, this is what we're doing. Even you can't touch a quarterback. Imagine if we did that years ago. Oh, what's the game devolved into? Oh, I don't want to watch this. Put a skirt on him. Now we're like, no, you got to protect them. You got to protect Mahomes and Tua. The kickoff, like aesthetically, when you watch it, it's still weird to see. You're just standing there, like, you're guarding the queen, just standing there until, and go. And then you scream, it's really silly looking. But the NFL can do no wrong. Hey, we're going to outsource. We're sending games out of the country. They don't. Hey, we're going to have you play 3 games in 11 days. Okay. Can't do any wrong. Double headers on Monday. We're like, yeah, okay. But I think with the NBA, I think we're going to have to start looking and going, okay, where are we going? What is the future of the NBA? And you got to ask these hard questions. We see what's happening in college football. Like, it happened quick. And it's still evolving. And that's what you have to be able to get ahead of, these kind of decisions or these seismic shifts that you have in sports. Crazy. But I think that's what the NBA, they're going to have one of those what ifs. Hey, there's no bad ideas here. Let's just put stuff out there and see. What can we do? Now, the first thing I would say is, I want to know who's playing. That's it. Are you playing? But don't tell me, hey, they're playing for money. Now, if you said the Bucks and Thunder had to put in their own money tonight, in the middle of the court, commissioner brings a wheelbarrow out and says they're playing for this money, and the Bucks and the Thunder put up the money. Okay, that's interesting. Not going to happen. But just because they're playing for money doesn't mean anything to me. I want you to play hard, not, hey, we're playing hard because we can get some money. That doesn't do anything for me other than, I guess they're really trying now. It's like baseball tried back with the All-Star game when Fox goes, nobody's watching the All-Star game. How about home field advantage for the World Series? Silly idea. But they were trying. Like, I'd rather have that commissioner who's trying to do something. Now, I don't want change for the sake of change, but I do want ideas. And I think we're not beholden to records anymore. It's not like you go, oh, my God, you got the bases larger. Well, that's not the same with Ricky Henderson. Yeah, we got all that. I get that. But I think you got to try. You got to be experimental or willing to be flexible there, because our attention span is getting shorter and shorter. You're going to flip through. It used to be you would just watch. Well, now you really have to give me a reason why I'm watching this game. I like that the Bucks, Giannis and Dame are playing well, and Doc Rivers seems like he's going to keep his job. Okay. The Thunder, when they get Chet Holmgren back, SGA is a really talented player. Not enough for me to tune in for that. And I love basketball. So I do think the NBA will have to look at some things. I wouldn't be surprised if you start to hear, hey, they're considering this. Or they'll float it out, they'll leak it in the media and say, hey, we're thinking about this. What? And then all of a sudden, we discuss it. Yes, Marvin.
Yeah, I would have lost some money because if we had made a bet at the end of last year's playoffs, I would have said Anthony Edwards is the guy you have to hitch your wagon to, just because they had such a great run in the playoffs and he's such a great personality. And I don't know what happened.
Once again, I don't go, oh, the Timberwolves are playing, I'm going to tune in. But if I do tune in, I know that he'll stand out. They're above 500. But the Lakers, that roster is not a winning roster. They're an 8th seed team, it feels like. But LeBron's going to be done in a year. Steph in maybe 2 years. KD, a couple. Then what? These are all first ballot Hall of Famers, top 15 players of all time. Trying to get guys nowadays who are going to play, want to play, win championships. The fact that Zion is available right now. The Pelicans, they almost had it. They almost did. And now they don't have anything. They're terrible. They're in last place. Zion couldn't miss. He's going to be a star. I don't even know if he wants to play. I don't know how much it matters to him. John Morant's got everything until he doesn't have anything. Anthony Edwards can be wonderful. But what did it come down to in the Olympics? Those same 3 old guys. Joker's great, but he's just great to watch. So I don't know. I think the NBA's got a challenge here ahead of them. Because the last 10 years, the ratings have been going down, a steady decline. And this year, not good either. And who has the philosophy of a sport where you go, hey, our season starts in October, but wait till Christmas, and then we're going to have some really good games. I'm going to take a couple of months off. It's not a great game plan for me. If you're the commissioner, hey, the season starts Christmas Day. I think we all feel that way. That's what he was trying to do this with the NBA Cup. It's about the cup, Todd.
It's the cup tonight. Bucks, Thunder, for it all, for some of it, not all of it.
The cup. Yes, Marvin.
And the NBA's in even more trouble because the NFL's like, no, we got Christmas now.
Yes, they roughed them up too.
Like, that was their prime time. Hey, guys, the season's here, our big matchups. We got 5 great games with 10 great teams. And NFL's like, I guess.
You know what the NFL said? Hey, we're going to have our guys play on like 2 days rest. You guys up for it? Sure. You want to play football on Christmas, be away from the family? Sure. Yeah, Paulie.
I think after listening to everything you just said, what really stands out to me is the NFL is always pushing it and feeling more intense and playing more games, and their players are playing. Nobody sits out as a healthy scratch. What bothers me about the NBA, after listening to you talk about this for the past few minutes, the games lack intensity. No matter, they have star power. They have lots of star power, a lot of recognizable names. But when I tune into a game, I watch guys running up and down, jacking threes and running back down and jacking threes, and that's what it happens for about 2 hours. There's very little intensity. I don't need fighting or punching, but intensity of the game. The games feel casual, especially the first half of the season.
I watched the Knicks and the Hawks the other night, and I watched most of the game and really enjoyed it. There was a feel to it. But that's because of Trae Young in the Garden against the Knicks. And that is a standalone game. I'm not saying you're going to get that all the time, but I'd like a little bit more of that, where it feels like it really means something to the players. And it just feels like, hey, we're going to work, got to go out there, I got to play, about 34 minutes, and then we're on to the next game. I shoot a couple threes, and then that's it. It doesn't feel, and maybe there's too many games. We've talked about that. But once again, I'm not beholden to the records the way I once was. I don't know if the American public is either. But I do think you're going to need a commissioner, and this commissioner is a very bright man, to maybe start to look at things. And I think the courts, that kind of had a shock value to it. You're like, whoa, what's this? Okay. Do you want to do that all season long? Okay. Like, the All-Star game is not worth tuning into. Now we're tuning into, the 3-point shooting contest, but we're bringing in the WNBA with the NBA. And, okay, you're trying. They can't do anything with the All-Star game unless it's the United States against, everybody else in the world. Maybe that would be interesting. I just don't know if you'd have the depth. You'd probably have 5 or 6 really, really good players from around the world, and then it would be a drastic fall off there.